Real Madrid are finally back and we've got a huge game to preview today. Elche versus Real Madrid on Sunday night, and trust me, there is a lot to talk about, so let's get into it. So coming into this match, Real Madrid are dealing with what is kind of an injury crisis. Now, Militão, of course, as we know, is going to be out for 2 weeks after the injury that he did suffer on the international break. And the big question that I'm asking and everybody asking, why did he even play? It was 2 friendlies. Carlo Ancelotti, why did you even play him? I mean, look, as we know, he has had back-to-back ACLs, and I've said more than one occasion not to keep playing him and rotate him. And now, look, he's injured. But look, it looks like it's only going to be for about 2 weeks, which is such a big relief for me. But look, apart from that, of course, Huijsen also left the national team with an injury. Now, they did say it was a precaution that he just was suffering with some, injury kind of, minor problem. So he did come back in training today. So it remains to be seen if Xabi will put him in there. Now, look, Real Madrid are going to have to make a decision on him, and it will be a late call. But for now, it's not looking great for me. Now, Tchouaméni was the other one who was also out for 2 weeks. Now, this was before the international break where he suffered, I believe, was a hamstring injury. Now, he's actually joined the team back today, him and Camavinga, who both suffered injuries. But again, they've only had 1 training session, so it depends on how they feel tomorrow and whether or not Xabi Alonso is going to risk them. Now, of course, other injury news, Franco is still out. Now, of course, he is struggling with the pubalgia, which is, of course, a sports hernia kind of type of problem. Now, of course, this is well known within the footballing world. Lamine Yamal is also struggling with the exact same. So this is why Real Madrid need to be careful with him, because as we know, he's still growing. He's only 18. So we have to, still be very cautious with that. Let's just talk about Elche. Have got 1 win in their last 5 games. So yes, they are struggling, but these are the exact games that Real Madrid struggle for themselves when we played the lower type of teams. Now, of course, Elche are currently sat 11th in the league, so it's not fantastic, but it's not relegation form either, where we're playing one of the bottom halves. Apart from that, the players to watch for Elche is, of course, Andre Silva and Rafa Mir. Now, they've actually got 4 goals each as I'm looking at the stats in this moment in time. Now, of course, as we know with Andre Silva, he's very dangerous around the box, and he does press really well as well from the front. And Rafa Mir, he's very physical. As we know, he scored against us before for Sevilla. He's very good in the box. He's very good at headering. Now, of course, as we know, Real Madrid are absolutely awful when it comes to set pieces and headering. So without Militão in there, and obviously Huijsen has struggled himself anyway, we are really going to struggle. So look, Real Madrid really have a weakened lineup in the back line, and Real Madrid really can't take this game as easy. Now, usually Elche do line up in a 4-1-4-1, excuse me, but it does look like, I believe, against 5, they're going to line up in a 5-4-1 because they'd want to be tight and they'd want to hit on the transition. So Real Madrid fans, you have to expect a low block, a compact midfield in terms of Elche. They're going to want to make this, the game really tight, and they're going to want to hit Real Madrid on transitions. Now, of course, that's the exact formula that Real Madrid always struggle with, and especially if you don't have a Huijsen, which is probably not going to happen, no Militão, Tchouaméni is a doubt, there will be a lot of space for these Elche, and of course, it depends on which players come in, whether it's Camavinga or if anyone else, we are going to struggle with that. So, and of course, away from home, Real Madrid have been absolutely horrendous when it comes to performances. They have won, yes, but we've not been great away from home. How do Real Madrid win this? For me, the way for Real Madrid to win this is to control the transitions. When I say control the transitions, I would like Real Madrid to press high from the front. Now, of course, what that means is that we're going to need the front 3 or front 2, however you want to call it, to be absolutely tight and to be absolutely on point with their pressing, because if we are able to press Elche from the front, we won't be able to struggle so much with them coming long. And of course, Rafa Mir and Andre Silva, if they do start together, which I believe they will, Real Madrid need to be ready for that. Now look, of course, Real Madrid will always deal with teams who sit in a low block. Now Elche will defend narrow, so Real Madrid will have to stretch them, through the wide runners, fullbacks and early crosses. Now look, games like this rarely get won tactically, especially when you're playing one of the lower teams. Now, of course, Real Madrid have the individual quality needed to win this game. We've got Vini Jr., we've got Mbappe, Arda Güler, Jude Bellingham, of course, off the bench, or even if he starts. Real Madrid really need to make sure that we get the best out of these players. But for me, the starting lineup for me is going to be a 3-5-2. Now, I know I've said it before. I do believe Xabi Alonso needs to start to, try this lineup in these games. Now, I did say in the big games, but I do believe Real Madrid need to try it for this game. So my back three would be Asensio, Carreras, and of course with David Alaba. If David Alaba is fit, I would put him in there. Now, the wing backs for me would be Trent Alexander-Arnold, and the midfield being Fede Valverde and Dani Ceballos, and left wing back will be Fran Garcia. Now, of course, Fran Garcia could be swapping with Camavinga, but I still put Fran up there because I thought he was so great in the Club World Cup. And up front, I'm going to go Arda Güler, Gonzalo Garcia and Mbappe. Now, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Mbappe needs to start with Gonzalo Garcia. We need to see something different from this Real Madrid team. Whether it's a big team or not, he needs to start practicing in these games so when the big games comes along, Real Madrid are ready and have the right scheme to be able to deal with it. That's the full preview for me today. Now, of course, this is a tricky away match. Elche is one of them unpredictable teams that you can't really tell where they're at. And of course, Real Madrid dealing with so many injuries that they really don't need right now. But what do you think? Do you think Real Madrid will handle business on Sunday night? Score predictions? Who will start in defense? Of course, drop your thoughts in the comments. I always read all your comments. Again, appreciate all of you. Like the video, subscribe if you want, and next time, Hala Madrid.